this is also sending a message. If you're thinking about paying for your kid's college, don't do it. You're a sucker if you pay. Everybody is going to borrow the money on the chance that the loan is going to be forgiven. Why would you want to pay for something when the government says, hey, don't pay for it, it's going to be free?
Welcome back, rich followers. We hope this video inspires you to get started on your dream. So please watch until the end. And if you are new here, consider subscribing so that you won't miss other educational videos like this. Let's get started. Peter Schiff discusses the student loan crisis and what caused the situation in the first place.
Let's talk about student loans, right? Because right now, one of the big political issues, especially among the left, they want to forgive the student loans and they want to make college free. That's like a big thing. Like we have all these students with all this debt and it's bad, which I agree. It's a terrible situation. But what the left doesn't want to accept is responsibility for creating the situation in the first place. It is government's fault that all these student loans exist. Without government, there would be no student loans. You know, once upon a time, people didn't borrow money to go to college. Nobody borrowed money to go to college. My father went to college and his parents were poor. My dad said they weren't sure if they were upper, lower class or lower middle class, but you know, his dad was a carpenter. And so he went to college and his parents didn't have any money to send him to college. And there were no loans. So how did my dad go? He got a summer job and he worked his way through school, which is what most people did. You worked your way through school. So here's what happened. You know, around the 1960s, once the 18-year-olds could vote, this was a big thing. And they lowered the voting age from 21 down to 28. So now you have all these 18-year-olds that are about to go to college. And so here's what the politicians said to all the 18-year-olds, with Democratic politicians. They said, you know, you shouldn't have to work your summers. You shouldn't have to have jobs while you're in school. You should just be able to go to school and enjoy yourself. And we're going to make it possible for you to borrow money to go to school by guaranteeing the loans. Because normally the bank wouldn't lend you any money because you have no credit history, you have no assets, so you're not going to be able to get a loan. But we're going to guarantee the loan. And that way you'll be able to get the loan. Now somebody else won't get it. Some businessman won't get the loan because we're going to make them loan it to you. And now you won't have to have that summer job. And then when you graduate and have a good job, you'll just pay back the money. And it sounded like a great deal. Hey, I want to party now. I don't want to work. I'm going to have a good time. And when I get my college degree and I'm making a lot more money, well, it'll be no problem to pay back the loan. So that's how it all started. Bank came in and they basically created an incentive for banks to make loans to kids with no assets and no credit history. So then once the colleges saw that all these kids can borrow money to go to college, well, they were like, this is great. I'm just going to raise prices. So all of a sudden, tuition started to go up. For a long time, and you can look back in history, college tuition used to be pretty stable. It didn't go up very much until the 60s, until the government really got involved. And so as soon as these colleges saw that the kids had access to all this money, they started jacking up prices. And then, of course, the universities started competing. Who's got the best gymnasium, who's got the best, housing, all kinds of other incentives. And then everything became bloated and they kept raising their prices. And then in order to get the votes of the students, the government kept raising the limits on how much loans they would guarantee. So it became this self-perpetuating cycle where the more money the government guaranteed that the students can borrow, the more the colleges could charge in tuition. And so tuition kept skyrocketing. And then as tuition goes up, it's like, oh, nobody can afford to go to college. We need more loans. So the loans themselves became the reason that people needed the loans, because the loans were why college was so expensive. And so now you needed a loan to go to college, but without the loan, tuition would have come down. You see, if there were no student loans at all, and right now the government has actually taken over, they don't just guarantee student loans, they loan directly to the students. If there were no student loans at all, if the government just said no more student loans, all of a sudden the colleges would be, oh my God, we need to cut costs. Otherwise we'll have no customers. Nobody can afford to go without these loans. And they would cut costs. They would start looking, they would streamline their business like everybody else. Any business that could charge whatever the hell they wanted because the government could borrow the money. If you had a restaurant where the government was going to guarantee to pay the bill of everybody who dined there, I mean, the restaurant could charge whatever it wanted. Oh, a hamburger's $1,000. Oh, the government's going to pay? Yeah, what do you care? It's because people are paying with their own money that they got to keep the cost down. College is now so expensive kids think they need government to afford it. And they don't realize that the only reason it's so expensive is because of government. That's the Harry Brown, cripple you and then give you a crutch. Get rid of the loans. Let colleges lower their tuition.
Peter discusses if he thinks college degrees are worth it today.
Education at this point is a racket. Most people will never recoup the cost of a college degree. The colleges are out there perpetuating this myth that going to college is your ticket to success. And you have to go. I was down on Bourbon Street in New Orleans, and I was interviewing all the people there that were working, that had college degrees, but were doing menial jobs, like bartending, bouncers and strip clubs, pedicab drivers. They all had college degrees. Some of them had 2 and 3 degrees. And they were doing stuff that you didn't need to go to college to do. And so the colleges perpetuate this myth. Look, with the internet today and the access to online classes and self-help, you can educate yourself. You don't need to buy this overpriced certificate that says that you graduated from some college to prove that you're competent. I mean, it doesn't even prove anything now. In fact, the government did 2 things. They made a college degree very expensive, and then they made it practically worthless. Because before the government started subsidizing college, fewer people actually went, because only the people that could really benefit from the degree went. And so then if you had a college degree, it actually meant something in the marketplace. Now, since everybody goes to school, because if you get the money from the government, everybody's got a college degree, they mean nothing. So now you got to get a master's degree. You got to get a PhD. You're in school till you're in your 30s. I mean, it's ridiculous that we spend so much time. It benefits the bureaucracy. It doesn't benefit the kids. So this bubble, this is a gigantic bubble in higher education. It's a bubble in lower education too. Some of America's wealthiest men, they didn't go to college. In fact, way back when, they didn't even go to high school. These billionaires dropped out of grammar school. But today, with the internet, it should be even easier for people than it ever was. Because one of the things that the colleges had is they had the libraries. They had all the books. So if you wanted to get access to these books, you needed to get into these libraries. Well, it's all on the internet now. They don't have a monopoly on anything. And believe me, you see how much they charge for these books? It's crazy. Professors write these books and they force the kids to buy these books, paying $100 for a textbook. It's ridiculous. It is a racket. And it's all supported by government. And the problem is, if you come out against this educational racket, oh, you're a bad person, you're anti-education. I'm not a bad person. I care about the kids who are getting ripped off, who are getting indoctrinated, not educated, and who are being saddled with a mountain of debt. The solution is free education. If you think education is expensive now, wait till you see how much more it costs when it's free.
Peter then explains where the money will come from to pay back all the student loan debt, and the effects that it will have going forward.
All the money that students are not going to repay to the government's just going to print. The Federal Reserve is going to create that money, because this is like a giant tax cut for certain Americans, because the U.S. government is not going to get the money that it was going to receive from the repayment of those loans. So where is it going to get the money? Because there's no spending cuts. The government is not saying, in order to pay for canceling student loans, we're going to cut these other government programs. All this is inflationary, but of course, the moral hazard here is enormous. Remember, the only reason we have all these student loans is because the government provided them or guaranteed them. The only reason college is so expensive is because the government provides so much money in the way of loans. But now that they start forgiving loans, students are going to borrow more money than ever before, because the colleges are going to be able to tell the students, hey, who cares how much you borrow for college? You're not going to have to pay any of it back anyway. So we're going to double your tuition, and don't worry. Hey, maybe we'll throw in a free car. Hey, go to college and get a free car. Don't worry. The government's going to pay for it all. Doesn't matter how much you borrow.
If you found value in this video, we would like to give you another video for you to enjoy next. Please like this video and share it with your friends on social media. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new here, so you won't miss another one of our videos. The more you learn, the more you earn.